Kai Cenat gifted 50 Twitch subs to Doja Cat during one of her live streams. And Doja Cat sat there playing Overwatch like that notification was wallpaper. She didn't react. She didn't look up. She didn't miss a single shot on Juno, her favorite Overwatch character, while the chat was going completely insane typing Kai's name over and over trying to get her to acknowledge him. The clip went viral almost immediately, and still, she kept playing, completely unfazed. Of course, the internet needed someone to blame for this. On X, some people were calling her moody and bitter. Others were defending her, saying she was so locked in on the game that she genuinely didn't clock what the notification even meant. That second theory is actually not as far-fetched as it sounds. Doja Cat is not someone who built her career on streaming. She hops on Twitch to play games and mess around with her chat. But the technical side of the platform, how gifted subs work, what the notification looks like, that's not necessarily something she's been sitting with for years. If someone else set up her stream for her, she might have genuinely seen something flash on screen and had no clue it was Kai Cenat walking into her chat and doing something generous. But she was just focused on Overwatch is not a headline, so that version got buried under the drama version. What made the situation even more messy is that Kai's moment was not even the most chaotic Twitch thing that happened around that time. A streamer named Blackboy Max dropped into Doga's stream, gifted her some subs, and her moderators banned him from the channel almost immediately. Max was on his own stream completely bewildered. He didn't do anything wrong, he just gifted subs and got hit with a ban. Doja found out and went straight to X, saying she was getting rid of the mods who made that call because it was not her decision and Blackboy Max had done nothing to deserve it. She handled it directly and quickly. And in the same batch of posts, while she was sorting out the mod situation, she slipped in a thank you to Kai Cenat for the gifted subs. She put it in a post on X, which most people who saw the original going viral clip never scrolled to find. The acknowledgement existed, but it arrived in the quietest possible way, which honestly is such a Doja Cat way to handle something. She's not going to make a production of thanking someone on stream just because the internet decided she should. All of this Twitch chaos is happening while she is in the middle of a world tour and between tour legs, streaming from home to kill time and stay connected with fans. But the tour, the album behind it, the entire era she's currently living in, that is completely separate from a Twitch clip going viral, and it's a much bigger one. Back in October 2024, Doja started posting cryptic things on X, just single words like album and VVV, and that was enough for fans to start connecting dots and theorizing about a fifth studio album. Then, in November, she posted what looked like an actual track list. Song titles, some starred as her personal favorites, and then deleted the whole thing almost as fast as she posted it. Screenshots had already captured everything. Break My Heart, Slow Burn, Acts of Service, Cards, Crack, Make It Up, Take Me Dancing. And she tweeted that the songs were in no particular order and that she'd starred her favorites. People were already building emotional attachments to titles they had never heard. That is the power of Doja's relationship with her fan base. They are invested before anything even officially exists. Then before any of the tracklist drama, she did an Airbnb event where 15 fans paid $77 each to come to a West Hollywood bungalow, sit down to a meal surrounded by her grandmother's paintings, and hear her perform an unplugged set that included unreleased tracks from the new album. 15 people. That's it, a Grammy-winning, multi-platinum artist playing new music for 15 people in a living room. That was the energy of this rollout from the jump. Intimate, deliberate, not trying to be everything at once. Then came and she went on Instagram Live and actually played snippets, acts of service. She played in full, and people were sold immediately. Addictive, bouncy, the kind of track where you replay it before it's even finished. Lipstain got a preview too, with this 90s R&B energy that felt like nothing she'd put out on Scarlet. Fans were mapping out what the album was going to sound like based on 2 songs. They were already ranking hypothetical tracks, already declaring it album of the year. Doja dropped an updated track list and half of those songs were gone. 8 tracks from the November list were cut. 11 new ones took their place. The one that genuinely hurt fans was Crack. That song had built up months of hype from snippets, to the point where Doja had specifically told people to stop asking her about it. She ended up releasing it on her own website for exactly 24 hours in May. Download it or lose it, but it was not going on the album. Slow Burn was gone too. Break My Heart gone. Fans were typing in all caps, WH shots, and WHER did half the songs. Go ma'am, I need Slow Burn. There was real frustration behind those posts, not just noise. People had spent months being emotionally attached to titles based on a few seconds of audio, and watching them disappear from the project felt like a genuine loss. But this is exactly how Doja operates. She is not making decisions based on what fans campaign for in the comments. She is building the album around where she is creatively, and where she was creatively, for V, was a full swing back to pop, without any apology attached to it. She said she wanted to play with nostalgia in a way that reminded you of something from your childhood, using lo-fi sounds and samples, but without it feeling like a costume. And she was very direct about calling it a pop-driven project. She knows she can make pop music, and pop is popular, and she's not ashamed of either of those things. This coming right after Scarlet, where she had leaned hard into rap and publicly pushed back against her pop identity, was a sharp reversal. But she made it without looking over her shoulder. The whole album started as a vague idea about R&B songs, and the recording happened at Brad Pitt's Miraval Studios in France. V was built over a 3-year period at that studio in Correns in the south of France. 3 years. Not a rushed project, not something assembled quickly between legs of a previous tour. This was something she was actually living with and shaping over time. That setting, France, the romance of it, the visual of it, fed directly into the album thematically. Doja said she wanted to embody a kind of cartoonish version of French romance, tongue-in-cheek but also earnest about it. Jack Antonoff came on board for the production, and it was the first time the two had ever worked together. He ended up producing 9 of the 15 tracks on the album, and Antonoff himself described Doja as someone who is the center of culture without giving much thought to being the center of culture. In the Apple Music interview with Zane Lowe, she said the sessions were playful, that she really played through the whole thing, and that she experimented with her voice in ways that felt less conventional, including what she called shrieking on parts of the album, which she clearly enjoyed. The full track list: Cards, Jealous Type, Men, Couples Therapy, Gorgeous, Stranger, All Mine, Take Me Dancing, Lip Stain, Silly, Fun, Acts of Service, Make It Up, Happy, One More Time, and Come Back was officially revealed 1 week before the album dropped. No features at all except SZA on Take Me Dancing. Men samples the Knight Rider theme from 1982. Take Me Dancing has underwater synths and a saxophone solo. Jealous Type, the lead single, was produced by Antonoff and Y2K and is built on funk, with Doja rapping about being in love with a vain, party-obsessed guy. The song premiered live when she headlined Outside Lands in August, and she performed it at the MTV VMAs alongside saxophonist Kenny G, which is exactly the kind of unexpected choice only Doja Cat would make, and somehow pull off. Critics responded well. V ended up as her highest-rated album on major review aggregator sites, and it debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 with 57,000 album equivalent units in its first week. Strong opening for an album with almost no features, no blockbuster collab to drive numbers, just Doja and 15 tracks of 80s. Influenced pop made in a French countryside studio. She also announced the Tour Ma Vie World Tour on the same day as the lead single, a tour that started in Auckland in November 2025 and wraps up in New York City in December 2026. During this same period, the press she was giving was not standard album promo. She told Apple Music that V grew directly out of her therapy sessions. She had been going twice a week, and that love bombing and naivety in relationships were themes she kept returning to during the writing process. She said naivety is a big part of this album, and that speaking about rushing and love bombing in a song is a fun subject for her. Therapy as creative fuel, not just something she was doing privately, but something she was openly connecting to the music she was making. When the interviewer asked whether she still considered herself a serial dater.
When it comes to features, artists want to be fresh in the way that they attack a song.
A label she had used about herself before. She didn't pause. She said yes and explained it simply. She's 30, she's ovulating, and she's horny. Delivered completely straight. No backtracking, no. Well, what I meant was. And the entire internet stopped and stared at it for a moment. She confirmed she is in a relationship right now, but declined to name the person. She mentioned her partner is planning to visit her on tour, and she said her favorite part of being in a relationship is when they leave. That when they leave, part got screenshotted and passed around like she was the coldest person alive. But the context matters. She explained that therapy changed how she handles distance and separation in relationships. She doesn't need constant reassurance anymore. No tarot cards, no anxious texting, no needing an answer right now. She can be away from someone and feel completely at peace. She said it herself. It's very nice. That is not coldness. That is someone who genuinely did the work and has the receipts in the form of a healthier relationship with herself. She also said something that landed very differently from the horny headlines. She said she is incredibly lonely. She lives away from most people in her life. She doesn't want to make friends in the industry. Vulnerability is something she actively has to push herself toward. Someone making a 15-track album about love and connection and what she hopes relationships can be, who goes home between tour dates and plays Overwatch on Twitch alone. She said she talks about men and trust issues with her therapist constantly.